The Duke of Edinburgh, who died at the age of 99 earlier this month, was known to have a special relationship with his youngest granddaughter over their shared passion for carriage driving. Philip, who popularized the sport in the UK himself and helped draw up the rules for it, has left his carriage and fell ponies to Louise in his will. The 17-year-old was even out carriage driving on the very day the Duke passed away peacefully in Windsor. Louise and her brother James, Viscount 13, were the only children in attendance at the service in St. George's Chapel, where Philip was laid to rest. Yet, the pair were placed right in front of the coffin, which was draped in the Duke's personal standard, along with their parents Prince Edward and Sophie, Countess of Wessex. Pod Save the Queen is hosted by Anne Gripper and features Daily Mirror royal editor Russell Myers. Ms. Gripper said she really felt for Louise, who was sitting so close to Philip's coffin and so was confronted with death and had nowhere else to look. She said, Sophie and Edward being placed up there, Louise was pretty much eye to eye with the coffin, so I really felt for her. She sort of had nowhere else to look. Obviously you're confronted with death at a funeral, but to be sitting that close to things and to have it properly right in front of you must be quite a full-on experience, really. However, she noted that this may have been because Sophie was being deliberately placed in the Queen's sight line, perhaps as a source of comfort for her as she sat alone for the service. Sophie and the Queen are known to be very close, and her daughter-in-law gave an emotional tribute to the amazing Queen in the initial aftermath of Philip's death. Ms. Gripper said, I think the placement of who was sitting where inside was interesting. We had Charles and Camilla directly opposite the Queen, but then Sophie was very much in the Queen's sight line. And we've talked quite a lot about how good a friend she has been or become since she married Edward. She added that the picture that the Queen shared in the run-up to the funeral, her favorite picture of herself with Prince Philip, which sees the pair enjoying a break in the Scottish Highlands, was taken by Sophie. The podcast host said, and that fabulous picture that the Queen shared on the eve of the funeral with her own memories of Prince Philip up the Scottish hills looking relaxed, having a picnic. Again, back to what we were talking about last week, they could be anybody's grandparents enjoying a really nice day out. That was taken by Sophie, unusually because many of the fabulous pictures that we could talk about were taken by the Duchess of Cambridge, so it was nice to see Sophie hadn't forgotten her camera either. Although it must be odd when you marry into the royal family, when do you start taking pictures of the Queen? Mr. Myers noted that it was a phenomenal picture, asking, when have you ever seen the Queen that relaxed? Edward and Sophie both made incredibly heartfelt comments about both Philip and the Queen in the days after the Duke's death. They gave a TV interview outside Royal Chapel of All Saints, where the family had gone for a Sunday service, with Louise standing between them. The teenager looked very emotional, but managed to keep it together for the duration of the interview. Sophie said the Queen was thinking of others before herself, with the Earl adding as always. All three of them were dressed in black to mark their mourning and as a show of respect to the late Duke of Edinburgh.